October. I can see the leaves falling outside my window. I hope you're seeing the leaves fall outside your window. And that you're, you know, taking a nice breath, working on your college classes. So in the chat, what is the most important thing to make sure you get done today for the school? I put it in an email. What do I need everybody to do? Who can yell that out for me in the chat? Let's see. Attendance, attendance. Nice, team. Yes. Please, please, please make sure you log into Canvas under the module. And one of my staff members will correct me if I'm wrong, but they made an attendance because we, you know, feedback was that it was kind of everywhere last week. That was our trial. But we have to make sure attendance is taken for today because today's count day. And that's how we pay for your college is the state gives us money because we count you as one of our students. So please make sure you're doing attendance for every single one of your classes. Those of you that are in Spanish, it's probably going to come in a different format. Check your email for that. It might come in Canvas, but I know like Miss Rosenthal is taking over Spanish 1 and 3, but like it literally happened yesterday. So we're still trying to get her connected with the emails, but I'll make sure you get an attendance form. But theoretically, it's supposed to come from her. But if we can't get it, I'll just shoot it out to you guys somehow. But attendance, yay. Okay, so I see that we're kind of slowing down in numbers. Love it. Love that I'm scrolling and see everyone telling me attendance is important. Great. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. Lot to talk about. Is this an every class thing or every Wednesday? Right now, it's every Wednesday because of the count window. And we're not sitting in seats on Wednesday, neither group is. So be prepared to do this every Wednesday until you're told otherwise. Thank you for that question. Okay, so let me close this. All right, Carly, next slide, please. I mean, Miss Bellairs, next slide, please. Sorry about that. Okay, so first thing I wanna do, we have a lot to talk about today, talking about the Olympics, kicking off our 5K, all kinds of activities for fall, which is exciting because what schools get to say, here's our activities for fall, which is super exciting. But the first thing I want to do is talk about our return to learn, how it's going, some reminders for you, and I've trying to over communicate. So hopefully there'll be some parents that watch this too to just give the same friendly reminders. Ms. Bellairs. Okay, so the first one is attendance. I've noticed that, first of all, your attendance is amazing. Very few absences, which is great. But what I need to make sure you're doing is really working hard to get here at 8 o'clock in the morning. So those of you, or your first class, I should say, I've noticed that we've had some struggles with people kind of sauntering in after class starts. That's not okay. I only have 50 minutes with you per class, or your teacher does, and I need you to make sure you're starting on time. Because again, what happens is when you're late after a certain, after 10 minutes, we mark you absent. And so you don't want that on your record. I need you on time because it disrupts class when you come in, but it also is important for you to get as much information from the teacher as you can on your live days. So I appreciate that some of you are trying to make sure you don't drop off too early so that they're lingering in the building, but we really need to monitor that start time because we need students in class on time. If your student is absent, or if you student are absent, a parent needs to call in or email Miss Kelly. She's the one that keeps track. And then if there are any like symptoms, like COVID symptoms, which is gonna get harder now that we're going into flu season and colds and stuff, but please be very candid with Miss Kelly because she'll keep notes because we just report everything to our nurse. So especially if you test positive for, oh my goodness, don't be embarrassed, just let us know because we're doing lots of contact tracing to keep everybody safe. But we do need you to let us know if you're absent. We need someone to excuse it and then just kind of tell us what's going on, right? That would be great. Please call me, not email, Miss Kelly said. So email is trickier. Please call instead of email. So that number, I'll make sure I send it out in an email reminder, but you definitely want to call the office so that we can excuse you, and it has to be a parent because that's how schools work. Let's see, any questions about attendance in the chat? Let's see, I don't see any questions about attendance. Okay, next. Okay, next slide, Ms. Bellairs, thank you. Okay. All right, so safety protocols. I said it in the video and I'm gonna say it again. I am so proud of our staff and students because we are really working hard to keep these protocols in place because that's what's gonna keep us safe. So our job is to make sure nobody can transmit something to somebody else, right? So we are working really hard with those protocols. So just to remind you, some of the reminders I want to give is making sure we're still using those one-way hallway rotations, which you're doing a great job of. I need everybody, even if you're sitting in the lobby, to turn your desk, if you're in a classroom, or sitting in the lobby, to turn your desk when you get up, because that's our visual clue for which, oh, everybody's home in my house. Everybody can wave to my family in just a second. That's my visual clue of which desk to clean. Just one moment, we're struggling here. Hey guys, I'm on Zoom, okay? On Town Hall? Okay, great. Okay, so turning desks and then masks. So the biggest discipline problem I'm having now at OEC, because OEC is amazing, is these noses keep popping out of these masks. And those are the students that I'm like pointing to, but to be very honest, if you can't wear your mask correctly, I'm gonna have to remove you from school, is me being blunt with you. So I need the nose in the mask, I need the chin in the mask, except when you're eating, obviously, or taking a quick sip of water, but I need that nose in the mask, because if we can't wear masks correctly, that opens us up for liability, because I'm not enforcing what the correct procedures are for a return to learn plan. So let me just be very, very clear with that, masks. And then social distancing, we're doing a great job in classrooms because our classrooms are marked. The only place I would encourage you to be mindful is when you come in to go into that next class, make sure while if you're waiting for like Thomas or the teachers and I to like clean that desk, spread out in the halls. So Mr. Toy put some reminders out in the hall so that you could see them as visuals on the ground, but you need to not clump together while you're waiting, spread out. I encourage you to take some time outside. The weather's still really nice, and just kind of hang for a minute and then come in. But I'm really just want to make sure that we're, you know, staying apart, even though we love you, those one-way hallways, and then also the idea of the desks. And so I'm getting text messages because there's some weird square. Do you guys see it in the chat? Do you see it showing up on the screen? What is that weird square?
Just from the template that I use to create the other slides. It's like the green thing here. So it's okay.
Ah. Okay, so we're just gonna pretend that we don't notice it. So anybody notice the square? Everyone should say no. Nope, don't notice the square. That's all good. Okay, no one noticed the square. Oh, look, there's another square. Oh, there's another square. Okay, yep, all right, so it's gonna be behind the square. All right, that's okay, because it's OEC and you love us and we love you, so that's good. Okay, it's only like the parents watching, I'm like, oh darn it, the students are really good with the flexibility. Not that the parents aren't, but they're not used to watching us change things on the fly. Okay, next slide, please.
Ms. Newman, there's a question from a student asking about wearing masks when they're outside during passing time before you go to the next topic.
Thank you. Yes, you must wear your mask whether you're outside or inside while you're on campus. That's what we put in our return to learn plan that was approved. So I have stated that's what's happening, because even if you're outside and you come really close to somebody, you're still not necessarily 6 feet apart. Your mask should be worn from the time you get out of your car, put it on, and then when you get in your car to go home, take it off. So masks absolutely need to be worn the entire time you are on campus, unless you're eating. Thank you for asking the question. I hope my answer was clear. Okay, great. All right, moving on. All right, so, woohoo! I'm gonna do a better job of explaining what a road rally is, but I'm very excited because, you know, OEC, again, doing activities, keeping people connected in a safe way. Your parent involvement team is planning a road rally. So for those of you who, raise your hand if you've ever done a road rally. Okay, it's kind of like a scavenger hunt with your car. So this road rally will take place on Sunday the 25th. We'll kind of gather together on the campus at 2 o'clock, but staying in your car. And then you'll be given your set of clues. It's kind of like a scavenger hunt. And so it's a really fun way to connect, but in a safe way. And so, but they're asking for a donation of $20 per car, and you can pay it online because Miss Kelly's awesome and she figured out how to put stuff online now for you to like donate to activities fees and stuff like that. Because we're going to use that money and spend it on you, the students, like we do every year. And, you know, like staff will be able to write grants for things that they need. So for example, cider and donuts that A group has already received from Irwin's, and then B group, you're going to get cider and donuts tomorrow and Friday. That comes out of that money because I can't spend like state funding on it. I have to solicit donations for stuff like that. So if you're interested in joining us, please, 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 please plan to attend on Sunday the 25th, 2 o'clock, and we'll just have some fun together that afternoon. It won't take a super long time, but it's a nice bonding time. It's kind of in place of our hayride. Those of you that did the hayride with me every year in the fall at Heritage Park, I don't feel like that's a safe activity for us right now. And so we're doing this that contains people. So I'm excited about that, and there will be more information to come. Yay. Okay, so that's exciting because we have an activity plan from our parents. Yay, go team. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, all right. So now, parents, those of you that are watching, if you are watching or you're watching the recording, your students are very familiar with what is coming next because we have spent the entire back to school time involved in the OEC Olympics. So the rest of the world couldn't pull off the Olympics, but we, Oakland Early College, could do it. Yes, yep. And so your students were grouped into countries. I'm not even going to explain because I didn't plan this event. I just approved this event. Thankfully, I have an amazing team. So Lisa Madalena, Carly Bellairs, round of applause because they are the ones that did all of the work on this event to help students connect and feel joyful about coming back to school. And thank you teachers for participating. So it went through focus classes. So now I'm going to yield the floor. So I'll take over screen sharing if we want.
I can still do it. That's
You
totally
do it?
fine.
Okay.
Just really quick, is anybody else still seeing those squares? Because that's not supposed to be there.
I'm still seeing the square.
Yeah, we need to switch people and try without, because this is going to be a problem for us.
Okay. So one moment. I could play some intermission music, but I don't know how to do that. So, all right. So let's, Carly, you want to stop screen sharing and we'll see if I pull it up if it.
Let's see. Yes.
Okay. So
All right, time out, everybody.
now would be a really good time to like,
Cross
Grab-
midline.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, David, for texting that in the chat.
But before we do that, there is a video, so we can play that video.
We could.
So to talk about the Olympics, because we'll do that first. So the Olympics are something that has been going on at OEC every 4 years to coincide with the real Olympics. And so like Ms. Newman said, even though the Olympics couldn't happen in Tokyo this year, we had them at OEC. So each teacher with their focus group was assigned a country, a country and then a continent. So for example, Mr. Snyder had focus first hour and has focus 6 hour. So his first hour focus was assigned a continent, and then his A group and his B group each picked a country within that continent. So that way they were their own individual teams, but united by the same continent. And so that's how things were divvied up. And so there were challenges that have been happening through this first month of school. And so each individual focus group in both A and B group completed each challenge. And then their times or their competition or their submission was evaluated on a continent-wide basis. So what we are going to go through today is each country picked their own or created their own slideshow to give you some information about their country. So we're going to go through those slides. And at the end, we're going to do the final ceremony for the medals that were awarded. Those medals are up on display in our display cabinet when you first come into the school, so students have been able to see those, along with the placement for each competition. But before we do that, Ms. Newman, do you want to let me share so I can show you the video that we have?
Absolutely. I am excited to do that. I can't find the stop sharing button, so just 1 second. Oh, it's up at the top. Okay. Yep.
All right. So to kick off the Olympic ceremony, we created this video. Can everyone see that? Can I get a verbal yes from the panelists?
I can see it. Chat people, can you see it? Yeah, great. We're good.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
With squares.
Don't know what to, you want me to go ahead or not?
Mrs. Newman, do you have it?
I do not have the video, no.
Mr. Snyder, do you have it?
I do not, but I think we should just hit play.
Ooh, are you sure?
Can we move the square? What is the deal with the square?
I also, yeah, I don't see any squares, so it must be something.
The squares
God.
are bad.
Okay.
Okay, quickly hit play before the squares come back.
Okay.
Bummer.
Wait, where'd the video go, Carly? I only see you.
I moved it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yay!
So that was our passing of the torch amongst the teachers and the staff, because as you know, we do everything as a team. So we are our own little Olympic team, and we are passing the torch along. So that was to get us kicked off for our Olympics. And then Ms. Newman, are you going to share your screen for the rest of the slideshow? Okay.
Okay, I am ready to keep advancing slides when told. I was not told. I'm so sorry. Let me go back. Okay.
So like I mentioned, each country created their own slideshow to give you some information about their country. And we will also be sharing the whole slideshow in focus classes so you can look at it in more detail, because there's some really cool information shown. I'm also realizing, Ms. Newman, that with you screen sharing, you don't know how to do one of the presentations because there's lots of clicking within the presentation. Okay, so.
Hold on. Perhaps we should have Miss Madalena be the screen sharer person then.
You're up and your screen is working. I will text you the instructions.
Oh, goody. Okay. Just one moment. Well,
So it's not until later on, so I think we're ready we can start with the first one. Mr. Snyder, are you ready?
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, so you want to go ahead, Ms. Newman. So first we have Angola. All right, and next up is Argentina. And then we have Egypt, and because I didn't say this, what is playing in the background is the country's national anthem. So to provide some context for the music, that's what that music is. So next is Egypt. Uruguay. Next we have Sweden. All right, next is the United Kingdom. All right, next we have Canada. All right, next is the United States. All right, next we have Thailand. All right, next we have South Korea. All right, next we have Australia. Right, and last we have the 13th, or the New Zealand for the 13th graders. You can click next, and then it'll pop up, Miss Newman. Or, The great news is every focus class will get to view this on their own, so they can look at all the great facts and click around on all the slides. So that is really exciting. All right, well, thank you to everyone who put in all of that super hard work on those slideshows. You guys did a great job. Because the judge panel didn't get to view them all until today, we'll have to award some later recognitions and medals for those items. Tomorrow we'll make that announcement. So you won't see that in this medal count, but we will definitely keep you updated on who gets those recognitions because you guys all did a wonderful job. So now we're going to go through the medal count. Again, this is on display in the display case when you come inside the H building. So if you go to the next slide, we'll go through each continent. So Africa was Mr. Snyder's first hour focus, and the countries that were represented were Angola and Egypt. They won 3 medals. They won the silver medal for the Team Colors Challenge. That is a challenge where you had to dress wearing your country's flags. And the highest participation rate won the prizes. And then they won 2 bronze medals for disc golf, which was passing golf balls with frisbees across like a line. And it was a little bit trickier than it sounds because we were trying to make all of these very touchless and COVID friendly. And then bronze, they also won for the relay race, which had some intense challenges that people really gave their all in. So great job, Team Africa. All right, next we have Team Asia, and that was Ms. Krauser's first hour focus. The countries that were represented were Thailand and South Korea. I realize that South Korea is not listed on that slide, but South Korea is part of that group. The medals that they won 2 gold, 1 for the Team Colors Challenge. I believe they had 100% participation. And they also won an award for chalk art. That's where each person in the group was given a piece of chalk and they had to add on to drawings. And the judge panel voted on the best complete chalk art drawing. And they also won a silver medal for their relay race. So great job, Team Asia. Next slide. Australia was Miss Madalena's 13th seminar. And so that was Australia and New Zealand. They won 4 medals. They won gold for disc golf, silver for the Spirit Award. So I was monitoring the most team spirit, the team that was really cheering each other on during that relay race. And they won the silver for that award. They also won silver for chalk drawing, and then they won a bronze for paper plane darts. So that's when everyone had to make their own paper plane. We had a dart system set up with points. And so they won bronze for that competition. Next team. Team Europe was Mr. Haffelbauer's 5th hour focus, and that was represented by England and Sweden. The medals that they won were gold for Spirit Award. They absolutely had the most team spirit, did the best job at cheering one another on, so great job for that. They won silver for paper plane darts, and then bronze for the Team Colors Challenge. So nice work, Team Europe. North America was Miss Madalena's 3rd hour focus, represented with the United States and Canada. I also forgot the S in United States, so a few typos there. Don't mind that. The medals that they won were gold for the Relay Challenge, silver for the Team Colors Challenge, and bronze for the chalk art. So great job, Team North America. Then we have South America, which was represented by Mr. Snyder's 6 hour focus. And the countries that were represented there were Argentina and Uruguay. They also won 3 medals, silver for paper plane darts, bronze for chalk art, and bronze for the Spirit Award. So a great job, Team South America. Yes, Team South America. So then some special recognitions. We looked at the teams with the most medals and then the most gold medals. So Team Australia had the most medals. They had 4 overall, with the other teams having 3. So nice job there. And then the team that had the most gold medals with 2 gold medals was Team Asia. So great job to everyone. We loved seeing you guys participate in these events, and we really appreciate how you embraced our creativity when we had to come up with ways to make sure that you weren't touching or interacting too much. And so we were really excited to see all the work that you did. And like Ms. Newman said, the A group got cider and donuts to kind of celebrate the finish of the Olympics, and B group will get that on on Friday with the cider and donuts. So we are super excited for you guys and really appreciate all the hard work that you did. Then we have just, some fireworks to celebrate the Olympics ending, because I feel like there's lots of fireworks at the Olympics. So woohoo, good work. Nice job. All right, and now I think we're turning over to Miss Madalena.
Miss Madalena, am I also sharing these slides?
Yes, you are, since they hopefully are right there for you.
Okay, so one moment as I adjust to the next slideshow presentation. Maybe some of you can look into the chat and see what we have going on in the chat. Thank you.
All right, it was me cheering. So Mrs. Newman, as you pull those up, for those of you that are new students, every year for the past 4 years, we have participated in an event with OCC called our 5K Run Walk Charity for Charity. Look at me stutter over my own words. So we have some changes this year because of our restrictions and because of OCC. We are going to continue forward on our own this year due to the fact that OCC is a virtual campus this semester, and we are going to proceed on. So looking forward to our opportunity. This is a picture from last year. You can see Mr. Heffelbauer trying to beat Jada right out of the gate with Lana and Sana and Tarek all right in the front. We will not be able to run this year, but we have come up with an alternative plan. We will be actually walking our 5K with our Focus and 13th Seminar groups. So we will keep our protocol for return to learn so that we are not in large masses, but we will be walking next week. The weather forecast for next week is the best out of the next 2 weeks. So we are hoping to capitalize on that good weather. If Mrs. Newman will advance forward. So here's our plan. Every year we collect donations. So instead of paying a registration fee for a 5K, like you would normally, we don't ask for any kind of registration fee, but we ask our students to donate to one of our partner charities. This year we have 5 partner charity organizations. The students with their focus class or the 13th seminar will walk a 5-kilometer trail that Mr. Snyder and Mr. Heffelbauer have mapped out for me. It's approximately 3.1 miles, which is a 5K. The students, upon completion, will earn a certificate that they can put in their professional portfolio as a sign of their engagement with their school, and they will receive our traditional 2020 patch. So every year, students over the past 4 years have collected a patch that allows them to put it on the shoulder of their shirt. Students will volunteer to help plan, collect, and sort donations and conduct the overall event. And overall, we work together as a community to contribute back to our greater community of Oakland County. Mrs. Newman, if you would advance. These are our 5 partnering charities this year. The Lighthouse is in Pontiac, and they are looking for us to donate toiletries and personal care items. Cares from Farmington Hills is our new partner this year, and they are hoping to collect food donations along with diapers, wipes, and formula for babies and infants. Orchard's Children's Services, we have partnered with them for 5 years, and they are looking for school supplies. So if anybody can go out and start purchasing what's on clearance, that would be awesome if there are opportunities for that. The Michigan Humane Society, for our animals, we are looking for unopened packages of dog and cat food, Kong toys. They're very specific about the fact that it needs to be a Kong toy, and gently used towels. National Council for Jewish Women, they have partnered with us for the past 4 years, and they will accept all donations of gently used clothes and shoes. Mrs. Newman, if you would advance on. So there should be something on that list that hopefully you can donate. If you look at our track record, in 2016, our very first 5K, we were able to collect over 5,000 items that we were donating to charity. In 2017, we went up to 6,875. We crossed the mark of 7,000 in 2018, and last year, we blew it out of the water with 9,542 items, way over our goal. So this brings us to 2020, and we know we have some changes happening. So our We're going to try to step this up. There's no way that we're going to be able to, probably with our limited support, get to the number we had hoped for, but we're going to start with increments. And our hope is that in the very first week that we might be able to collect 2,020 items for charity, followed up with 4,040 the week after. So we're really hoping that we can do some incremental growth with our donations. You can see from pictures from before that we have lots and lots of boxes and huge tons of bags. We will be COVID safe with our collections. We already have it on an A/B rotation. So if you donate on Monday or Tuesday, your donations will sit and wait for more than 48 hours before anyone touches and sorts them and gets them to the right charity. If you bring your items in on a B group day, a Thursday or Friday, they will wait over the weekend before anybody touches, sorts them, and packs them up for donation. Mrs. Newman, if you could advance the slide. The schedule for next week is as follows. Each one of you should have received a permission slip, and on the back of the permission slip, there was a calendar mapping out which class is going to utilize the course when. So we're going to kick it off with Mr. Snyder's focus class next Monday morning at 8 a.m. Those students will have the time they need with chaperoning. I believe Mr. Toy is going to assist Mr. Snyder to make sure that we have 2 adult chaperones out there. We will be utilizing our 13th graders to help as those guiding and providing water along the way. And we are encouraging all of our students to wear that t-shirt that they just brought home this week. Thank you to Mrs. Krauser for getting our school t-shirts. If you can see Mrs. Newman, her shirt is on, and that is the shirt we are asking all students to wear. For those returning students, I know that you have your previous 5K shirts with your patches on, but due to our restrictions this year, we need you to wear our brand new shirts. So please do so for your race day or your walk day next week. Mrs. Newman, if you'd advance. So a couple of things you need to know. This year, the route will be at Woodland Hills Park across from OCC. It will be a walking only 5K. You need to wear that new OEC t-shirt. Please make sure you're wearing comfortable athletic style shoes. It is a rigorous walking path that is bark chips and dirt, so please make sure you have comfortable shoes. You need to follow along with your Focus or 13 seminar teacher because we will be chaperoning, and water will be provided on the route, but you are welcome to bring your own since you are walking. Mrs. Newman, next slide. Okay, so please, the most important thing with this 5K is it is an engaging event that all of our students are asked to participate in, but with the real idea of giving back. You as early college students receive money from taxes that pay your tuition, so you have free tuition to your college classes and your textbooks. And we hope to encourage you to learn to give back to your community that provides you with so much. So starting tomorrow, we will be accepting donations to any of our 5 charities. There's a box at the front of the H building. There's also a box inside of the door of Mr. Snyder's classroom where our sorting will take place. When you donate, there will be donation slips. You will need to write your name on it and add the number of your items you brought, and there will be some tape for you to tape that to your donations. Your donations will then sit and wait for 48 hours before anybody touches them. We will then gather them, sort them, and a sign-up genius will be going out later this week for those that would like to volunteer. You are only allowed to volunteer on your group days. So if you are a Monday, Tuesday student, you can only volunteer on Monday, Tuesday, and same goes for Thursday, Friday students, B group. Our initial goal again is 2,020 items. Help us reach that quickly so we can move on to our next goal. Thank you so much, and I look forward to having everybody participate in this awesome event.
Okay, so I want to make sure that, again, new students, this is a big part of who we are as a school. And I talk to each and every one of you in family meetings about the fact that we're a school where I'm looking for givers to bring in, not takers. And so you are going to receive so much. We expect you to give. So clean out your closets, go to the dollar store, whatever you need to do, but please help us help others because that's a big part of who we are. And we're so excited that we're able to still have the 5K. The college has their own restrictions this year, so that's why we can't do the run and things like that. We're so grateful to just have real estate this year. So we're gonna go across the street, literally across the street, and then we'll do a walk, which will be great, but we still need your donations. And again, Those of you that are returning know that this is a big part of who we are. New students, this is a big piece of what we do every year. So we're so excited that we can continue. And if you would give one more round of applause for Miss Bellairs and Miss Madalena for putting all of the Olympics together. Please give a round of applause for Miss Krauser, who was able to get our free shirts, right? They say OEC, right? More than a school, it's an experience. That's our theme for the year. And then also Miss Madalena, and she's gonna have a lot of help from NHS and 13 STEM and student government, but Miss Madalena for finding a way for us to still resurrect and keep the 5K going with realistic goals. I know she really wants to hit that 10,000. If we could hit that 10,000, like maybe we'll find fireworks for real, even if they're just sparklers. But yeah, 10,000 would be amazing. But 2020 is an admirable goal because of where we're at right now. Is there
I'd like to chime in to thank Mr. Snyder for the music today as well. So thank you, Mr. Snyder, for pulling together all of our country anthems and pulling that together. Thank you.
Yes, that made the slides just seem, like you have the music. It was just wonderful. So thank you. And then when you see Thomas, please thank Thomas for videoing our torch passing, right? Thomas is a big part of our team now too. Is there anything else, staff team OEC for the good of all that I'm forgetting to mention?
So question that came up in the chat, will all the information about the 5K go out in an email? And I'm sure that you'll get several emails about it. So yes, all those details. And then someone else pointed out that the trail can sometimes be muddy. So we're trying to monitor the weather to make sure it's safe. Mr. Snyder, did you?
Yeah, no, if it's been dry for the last couple of days, it's usually okay. It's generally if it's rained, that's when it gets muddy. So that's why we'd like to go next week as opposed to the following week.
And then make sure you bring your permission slips back, because if you don't bring it back, it's a really tedious process. So please bring your permission slips back to save yourself and everyone any pain that comes with that. So make sure you bring your permission slips back next week with you. B group will be getting those tomorrow.
Yep, you'll be getting your permission slip, all the information, and your cider and donuts that you haven't had yet, which is very exciting. Again, any donations, if you go to our website, there's a link and you can click on donating to the school, which is great. But again, we spend it on the students. And so we're happy to take any amount of money you can give us at any time. So one of the questions that I received in a text message was, when does school go back to normal? Not until the governor puts us into phase 5. So for right now, we're still in phase 4. Oh, and I want to mention, I know that there was, lots of the Supreme Court overruled whatever with the governor. And so everybody's working out like what the law actually is. But I do want to make sure that that each county gets to determine their own protocols in pandemic times. And so Oakland County has changed nothing about what we're doing. So masks are still mandatory everywhere. And then because we submitted our return to learn plan, Dr. Hill put out this very formal looking email to families. We're not changing anything about our back to school plan either, because that's what was submitted and approved based on the protocols that were outlined for us. So nothing changes for us based on that. And not until phase 5 will we look at bringing us back more normal, but probably masks will still be in place. I don't see that going away for a very long time. Anything else in the chat that the staff sees?
I just want to add, if there's any student that has a medical issue or some reasons that they cannot participate in the walking of the 5K, they need to either see Mrs. Newman, Mrs. Bellairs, or myself, and we will help them out with an alternative plan.
Yes, we have stuff for you to do, so no worries. But
yeah.
I
do strongly encourage everyone to take on the challenge, because we need to be physical, we need to be active, we need to get going, and it is a fun experience for you to have with your classmates. So please make this memory happen for yourself, but also remember our biggest goal is to donate back to our charities. So please, again, as Mrs. Newman said, look through your house, find that stored toilet paper that everybody was protecting, and donate it back to the lighthouse.
And so another, Mr. Toy pointed out that it is beautiful weather outside this week, so make sure you get outside, maybe practice your walking, break in those walking shoes. Someone else asked about the next student government meeting. That is this Friday, but you'll get the link if you join the Remind group, because I'm trying to not send out mass emails to everyone, so make sure you join that Remind group, and that link should be going out. Bailey, the secretary, should be sending that out, so you'll have that Zoom link. And email with the charities that we are working with, and the donations will go out, so you'll have that. The next NHS meeting, Ms. Madalena, I don't know if we've picked a date.
Yeah, we are actually targeting the following Friday. So we are trying very hard to make sure that students can participate both in NHS and in student government. So we are trying to alternate. So we will jump to the next Friday.
And then Ms. Madalena, can you please tell the science joke? It's being requested by a student.
Yeah, I can. Let me see how fast I can get to that joke because you should know me that I'm not that fast with it. Okay, so why can't you trust an atom?
Why?
Because they make everything up.
Awesome.
Great.
Yes, they make up everything, but I was just reading it off of something really fast, so I think I swapped those two words. So yes, they make up everything. Same concept. You got it. Mr. Snyder was laughing. I saw him.
Yes, he gave it a big thumbs up. I can see him doing it right
Thumbs
now.
up. Come on, Mr. Snyder, be like a proton. Be positive.
Boo.
Okay, anything else for the good of all? We're gonna share the slides. So focus classes, you'll have more time to look through. Some of them had really cool links and videos. We just didn't have time to show all of them today. And I'm sorry if my fast counting, because I'm a fast walker too, was too fast in the beginning. Every country will get their due. And then the charities, you'll get a slip of paper that has more information about those charities again. Someone was asking to repeat those charities. We'll be telling you over and over and over again what those are and what we're looking for. And we'll be giving you updates about, hey, we still need more of this because we have a lot of this. Please look for towels or whatever it is. So you'll be getting lots of updates from us, but I'm really excited. It's a really big part of who we are. So I'm really excited.
And A group students, you should have gotten 2 sheets of paper that you're sharing with your parents. So your first sheet of paper was the permission slip, and on the back shows the calendar of when your class is actually scheduled to walk. And the second sheet of paper was your letter to your parents introducing our activity. And on the back side of that letter was a list of all of the charities and their wish lists. So you should have those. B group, you will be getting those in your focus class tomorrow.
Yay. All right. That's it for us. I will be sending the link out. Go team. Have a fabulous rest of your day and do what? What do I want to make sure you log in and do in Canvas? Shout it out in the chat one more time. Yes, yes. Attendance. Help us get the money from the state to pay for your school, please. Thank you. Have a fabulous rest of your day. Please, check around your seat on your way out of the theater for your belongings, right? If we were in real town hall, I'd say pick up any scraps of piece of paper that you see so we can leave our environment better than what we found it. So maybe look around your living room or wherever you're at your bedroom and pick some stuff up and leave it better than when you found it. So with that said, have a fabulous for the day. Thank you, staff, for logging in. And yeah, go team.